next step is to clean your wheels, because the wheels are they're kind of hard to clean on the ground, so it makes it easier if you clean them up here in the air. So really quick, I'm gonna just douse the part I'm gonna clean. Just get it kind of wet. So I'm gonna clean both the front wheel and the back. I get them a little bit wet. I've got my bucket. I've added some soap, made it really sudsy water out of just normal dishwashing soap, just nice mild dishwashing soap. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean my tire and my rim. I'm going to clean my spokes on one side. There we go. I'm going to clean my hub, because that gets kind of gross. Flip it over, do the other side. Clean my rim, wash my spokes. Okay, that's it for my front wheel. Lickety-split. So just rinse it off real quick. Flip around and the other side. And then that is ready to come off and dry. So I'm going to pop it off, I'm going to run it over and stick it in the sun for a few minutes. Ta-da! Okay, so now my rear wheel, I'm going to do the same thing, same exact thing. Well, my rear wheel probably has a bunch of grease on it, a bunch of little grease droplets from when I cleaned my chain, so I got to pay a little bit more attention to that, try to clean the tire a little bit more than I did. Okay, I'm going to hit the spokes on this side, just kind of quick style. They're a little dirty, but not a lot. Clean my other side, get my rim nice and clean. Alright, hit the spokes again. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get my hub real quick. Now, I'm not going to worry about the cassette yet. I'm going to do that in a second. I'll show you how that's done. So, go ahead and get my hub nice and clean. Alright, it's all good. Just give it a quick rinse. There it is. Now, before I go and pop that off, I want to shift it to my smallest gear in the back. Easiest to take the bike off when you're in your smallest gear back here. So now I'm in my smallest gear, and I'll go ahead and pop my wheel off. Boom, out it comes. Now I'm ready to just finish this off. I'll show you how. Okay, now my hub's not looking too bad because I just hit it with the white lightning. But I'm going to take my simple green, so my simple green foam, and I'm going to foam up my hub. Now I'm being careful not to shoot water straight into the bearings there. I'm going to be careful not to do that. They should be sealed, but I'm going to be careful anyway. And so now I'm just taking a quick scrub of the rear cassette. So I want to kind of get all the dirty grease off there. All right, that's good. I'm going to give it a real gentle rinse. I might do it twice, but if you look at that, that's really nice and clean right now. So that's plenty clean. All right, now I'm back to my bike. Just the body of my bike. This is actually the easiest part. So I'm just going to rinse it down real quick. Get a little bit of water on it, just real quick. Let's see. I'm just going to pop off my hand pump. Okay. And grab my clean sponge. I'm going to use the soft side because I don't want to scratch up my finish. And I'm just going to give it a quick once over. And you know, this isn't really the part of my bike that got dirty in the first place. The part that was causing, that I really got to look out for, is my chain and my derailleurs. Those are the ones that get filthy because they're covered in oil. So this is really just getting it nice and clean so I can feel pride in my bike. Clean clean my brakes. Oh, by the way, not a good idea to put Armor All on your tires. I found that if I try to put Armor All on my tires, I tend to get Armor All on my rims, which means my bike doesn't stop anymore. And no stoppy, that's bad. You don't want your brakes not to work. So I kind of avoid that. I'm just kind of cosmetically hitting some of the chain stuff. I could go after my chain again with my dirty sponge and really hit my chain hard, trying to get it even cleaner, but dang, it's so clean right now, I'm not even worried about it. Cool thing about the stand, you can just flip your bike up, you know, get in those places that you don't normally see. Oh, and it likes it. Oh, nice bike. It's like a doggy. Oh, scratch its belly. Alright. That's about it. That's a clean bike. So I'm going to flip it down. Rinse it off. Do a little shake. Oops, missed the button. There we go. I'm just going to grab my 2 drying towels and just give it a quick dry job so it doesn't water spot. If I see any little dirty spots, I can take my damp rag and kind of wipe those up. I mean, my drying towels and kind of clean those little spots off. Sort of avoid the chain a little bit because it will have some grease on it still, even though I washed it really, really well. Remember, your derailleurs and your chain are still bone dry. You're not done. You got some re-oiling to do. Trying to get much of the water off there as I can. Alright, now I'm going to take my bike and go stick it in the sun for 15 minutes or so. Okay, so the final step requires your chain oil and some silk dry cycle lube. So and a paper towel. So I'm going to hang on to my paper towel. First thing I'm going to do is oil my chain. So I'm just going to put a drop, basically put a drop on each link, just nice and easy. I want to get oil on every link. However, the most common mistake is to over lube your chain. Just put too much lube on it. So once you put chain on the lube, you're supposed to spend 3 times as long as you spent lubing it, drying your chain. So I'm really going to town with my paper towel. Get my chain nice and dry. I'm going to clean the drips off my chain stay. So I'm nice and dry here. So that's it for lubing my chain. Now I need to lube my front derailleur. Give it a little silk dry. I'm going to kind of wipe the excess off. Okay, I'm just going to kind of give a little hit to my chain rings here because they got real dry when I sprayed them when I got that white lightning on. And then I'm going to shoot my rear cassette here. I'm going to get in there on the joints of my derailleur. That's about it. I'm going to dry that all off. So I don't want that excess oil will actually attract dirt. So I want the oil in the joints, but I don't want it everywhere that it'll attract dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that all off. And voila, I'm done. Ready to ride.